You spend all day believing you're not enough, not worthy of good things. But what if that voice in your head has been lying to you this entire time? Today we're exploring why you might already deserve everything you've been hoping for, and I'll guide you through a meditation to help you feel what that's actually like. This lesson teaches that miracles, shifts from fear to peace, aren't earned through good behavior or special rituals, but are inherent to who you already are. It's about recognizing that your worthiness isn't something you have to prove or achieve. It's built into the fabric of your existence, like breathing or having a heartbeat. Think about Sarah for a moment. She's sitting at her desk, refreshing her email for the 5th time in 10 minutes. Her boss hasn't responded about the promotion yet, and with each passing hour of silence, her stomach churns a little harder. The familiar script starts running. Of course they're not responding. They're figuring out how to let me down easy. I knew I wasn't good enough. Why did I even bother applying? We all know this feeling, this gnawing sense that we're somehow lacking, that we need to do more, be more, achieve more before we can finally claim the good things in life. It's exhausting, isn't it? This constant audition for our own existence. Here's what Sarah does next. And maybe you recognize this pattern too. She starts mentally rehearsing all the ways she'll handle the rejection. She's already crafting explanations for why she didn't deserve it anyway. I probably came across as too eager in the interview. I should have worn the blue suit instead. Maybe if I'd stayed late more often last month. The hustle never stops. We're constantly trying to earn what we think we lack: love, respect, success, peace of mind. We create elaborate systems of worthiness. If I work hard enough, if I'm nice enough, if I sacrifice enough, then maybe, finally, I'll deserve good things. But notice what's happening here. Sarah isn't just waiting for an email. She's waiting for permission to feel worthy. She's put her entire sense of value in someone else's inbox. And until that response comes, she's suspended in this terrible limbo where she's simultaneously not good enough and desperately trying to be. This is where the metaphor becomes useful. Imagine you've been carrying a library card in your wallet for years, convinced you need to fill out applications and prove your worth to check out books. You stand in line, you bring references, you explain why you deserve to read. But the card was already validated. You just never looked at the back where it says, lifetime member. You've been asking permission to use what already belongs to you, standing in lines you never needed to join. Sarah catches herself mid-spiral. She's done this dance so many times before. Wait for external validation, spiral when it doesn't come fast enough. Then either get a temporary high from approval or sink into shame from rejection. Either way, she's back in line next week, asking for permission again. But this time, something feels different. A question rises up that she's never really let herself ask before. What if her worth isn't determined by this email at all? What if it never was? The game suddenly looks different when you start questioning its rules. What if the whole system of earning worthiness is rigged? Not rigged against you, rigged because it's based on a lie. The lie that you started out lacking something essential, that you need to prove yourself worthy of existence itself. Think about it. When a baby is born, we don't look at them and think, well, let's see what you accomplish before we decide if you deserve love. Their worthiness is obvious, immediate, unquestionable. When exactly did yours become conditional? Who taught you that you needed to earn the right to receive good things? Here's where the shift happens for Sarah. She's sitting there, stomach still tight, email still unread, when she remembers something. Last week, her 4-year-old niece ran up to her with a drawing, just scribbles really, and announced with absolute certainty, "This is for you because you're the best aunt and I love you." The child didn't question whether Sarah deserved the drawing. There was no performance review, no evaluation process. Just a natural expression of love meeting another expression of love. Simple, clear, unearned. Sarah realizes she's been trying to earn what that child knows she already has. She's been standing at the library desk, application in hand, while her library card sits validated in her pocket. She's been asking the universe for permission to breathe her own air. The irony is almost painful. All that effort, all that anxiety, all the performance, none of it was necessary. Not because she finally proved herself worthy, but because worthiness was never in question. It's like discovering you've been carrying your keys while frantically searching for them. The relief isn't in finding them, it's in realizing they were never lost. Something shifts in Sarah's body when this lands. The tight knot in her stomach doesn't magically disappear, but it loosens. Her shoulders drop half an inch. She takes what might be her first full breath all morning. She's not thinking positive thoughts or repeating affirmations. She's not trying to convince herself of anything. She's simply recognizing what has always been true, like noticing the sun has been shining above the clouds all along. The email notification finally pings. But here's the thing. Sarah realizes she doesn't need to read it immediately. Her worth isn't waiting inside that message. Whether it's yes or no, acceptance or rejection, her fundamental okayness remains unchanged. This is what it means to recognize that miracles, these shifts from fear to peace, are your birthright. You don't earn them through good behavior. You don't unlock them with the right spiritual practice. They're available the moment you stop believing you need permission to access them. When Sarah does read the email, yes, she got the promotion, she receives it differently than she would have an hour ago. Instead of thinking, finally, validation, she thinks, oh good, this will be interesting. The promotion isn't proof of her worth. It's just a new opportunity to express what's already there. But here's what really matters. If the email had been a rejection, Sarah would have been okay too. Disappointed, sure, but not destroyed, because her worth isn't held hostage in other people's decisions anymore. This is the quiet confidence that comes when you stop trying to earn worthiness and start recognizing it as your natural state. You stand in your life like you actually belong there, because you do. You stop apologizing for taking up space. You stop prefacing your opinions with, "This might be stupid." But you stop waiting for permission to want what you want. The library card metaphor comes full circle here. Once you realize you're already a lifetime member, you stop standing in line. You walk straight to the books you want. You check them out without guilt. You read them without wondering if you deserve the knowledge. You return them when you're done and get more. Natural, easy, yours. This isn't arrogance or entitlement. It's the opposite of arrogance. Actually, arrogance needs to prove itself. Arrogance needs others to be less than. But when you know your worth is inherent, you can see everyone else's is too. The desperate scramble stops. The exhausting comparison game ends. There's enough worthiness for everyone because it was never scarce to begin with. Tomorrow morning, You'll wake up and that same old voice might start its routine. You're not enough. You need to earn your place. You need to prove yourself. But now you know its secret. That voice has been lying. And every time you remember this, every time you recognize your lifetime membership, that's a miracle. Not because anything magical happened, but because you stopped believing in a lie and remembered the truth. Your worthiness is as basic as your heartbeat, as fundamental as your breath. You don't earn it. You can't lose it. You simply recognize it, and in that recognition, everything shifts. If this felt grounding, you're welcome to like the video and subscribe. No rush. Just a gentle way to stay connected as we continue. Let your body find its comfortable position. There's no special way you need to sit or lie down. Just let yourself arrive here, exactly as you are. Allow your breath to flow naturally. No need to breathe deeply or slowly. Just notice that breathing is happening all by itself. You don't have to earn your next breath. It simply comes. Feel the weight of your body being held. The chair or floor beneath you doesn't question whether you deserve support. It simply holds you. This is how life works when we stop interfering. Notice any tension you're carrying. Maybe in your shoulders. Maybe in your stomach. Maybe in your jaw. You don't need to force these places to relax. Just notice them with kindness, the way you might notice a child who's been trying very hard. If thoughts arise about what you should be doing, what you haven't accomplished, what you need to prove, just notice them. These thoughts are like clouds passing through an open sky. The sky doesn't need to earn its vastness. Neither do you. Rest your attention gently on this moment. Not because you're supposed to, not because it makes you a good person, but simply because this moment is already yours. Feel what it's like to stop trying so hard. To stop performing, to stop auditioning for your own life. Notice that nothing terrible happens when you stop. The world continues. Your breath continues. You continue. Somewhere in your body, there might be a loosening, a softening, a quiet recognition. Like remembering you already have your library card. Like discovering you've been a lifetime member all along. Rest here for as long as feels right. There's nothing you need to achieve in this meditation. Nothing to get right, nothing to earn. You're already doing the only thing required, being yourself. Being here. Being. When you're ready to open your eyes, do so gently. Notice that the world is still here. Notice that you are still here. Notice that your worthiness hasn't changed. It's as steady as it's always been. Like a heartbeat. Like breath. Like the simple fact of your existence. Carry this knowing with you as you return to your day, not as something you have to maintain or protect, but as something that simply is. Your lifetime membership travels with you wherever you go. Thank you for practicing with us today. If you'd like, there's a free digital copy of A Course in Miracles available through the link in the description. You're also welcome to leave a simple comment such as, "I am grateful. Thank you for spending this time with me today." As you move through the rest of your day, remember, you don't need anyone's permission to receive the good that's already yours. Be gentle with yourself as you practice recognizing what's always been true. Until next time, take care.